is what we have. So we have the struct, the student struct. We created two struct variables, st2 and st. Following that, we created an array to store 300 students. So student is our data type. Sublist is the name of the array. 300 is the size of the array. So this array is designed to store student objects. All right. So we create our struct variable here, st and st. Now we initialize the array in order to set the ID numbers to -1. We did that in main. So let's look in main. So this section initializes the array. So we set st.id to -1. So these are just some dummy students that we're adding. All right, they'll be overridden once we start accepting data. So for count equal to 0 to 299, so we're looping 300 times, and we're setting the student list to the st that we created up there. All right, so at each index of sublist, there will be a student with an ID of -1. All right, so at index 0, there'll be a student with -1 ID. At index 1, there'll be a student with -1 ID. All right. This is done so that we can do the necessary checks to see if a student already exists. So from this, we can say that if the ID number at the particular index is -1, that no student has been entered, right? Because -1 is the default, right? -1 is what initialize array. All right, so following this, we look at the getInfo function, and this function allows the user to enter data for the ID number, first name, last name, average, and then we store that in the list. But before we do that, we try to validate the student's ID. First of all, line 32 checks to see if the ID number is less than 0 or the ID number is more than 299. The reason for that is that the ID number should fall between 0 and 299 because 299 is the last index and 0 is the first index. So if the ID number is below or if it is above, we want to keep repeating and asking the user to re-enter the ID, right? So here the user will get a chance to enter the ID. Now, when the ID is entered here, it's storing variable stud.id. We're saying if stud.id is less than 0, that means if it's negative, or if it's more than 300, since 300 is the last, more than 299, since 299 is the last one, we're gonna ask them to enter an ID between 0 and 299. So that's a little error message I'll print out, indicating to them what they should do. Now, if this else is evaluated, so if this condition is not true, it means that the ID number is valid. So it is between 0 and 299. All right, so if we say if stud ID is less than 0 or stud ID is greater than 299, and if that is not true, it means that the ID number would be more than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 299, which means that it would be valid. Now, if the ID number is valid, we need to check another condition. We need to check to see if the ID number already exists. Let me just drop a comment here. So here we are checking to see if the ID number already exists in the array. All right, remember we said that if there's no ID number, if no ID number was entered in the array, the ID number at the particular index would be -1. So that's what we are doing. So we grab hold of the stud list array and we check the index. indicated by the ID number. So whatever ID number the user enters, we check that index and we check the ID number that is at that particular index. So if stud ID was 3, we'd say stud list 3, that ID, then stud list 3, that ID is equal to -1. That indicates to us that no ID has been entered for that particular index as yet. So it therefore means that no one exists at that particular index. So it therefore means that it's okay then to assign stud ID to that particular. It therefore means that it's okay to assign stud ID. Right? So we're saying st.id is equal to stud ID. Right? It's at the bottom that we actually assign the entire st to the array. Right? So you get into that. All right, so it's okay to set st.id, stud ID. If we check and see that the ID number at the particular index is negative. All right. So if this is not the case, it therefore means that somebody is already at that particular index. All right. So therefore mean the ID number already exists because it's not -1. So since that is the case, we force the loop to continue by changing stud ID to -1, and it will come back up here. And this condition will still hold, so it will keep asking the user to enter another ID. So this will continue until a valid ID number is entered. Right? You can always look back at it, so it will continue until a valid ID number is entered. So once a valid ID number is entered, it will ask for the first name, ask for the last name, ask for the average. Once everything is entered for the st is then stored at the index indicated by the ID number entered. So remember, the information is stored at the particular ID number, the index of the particular ID number. So the ID number is 3, it will be stored at index 3. If 0, it will be stored at 0. Right? That's what happened here. So we store the st in the array here. All right. The next thing that we have is the print info. This is what prints out the information. It prints out the entire content of the array. So we are printing from 0 to 299. I have 10 here because I just wanted to print the first 10. But if I were to print out everything in the array, I would say 299. So I'm looping from 0 to 299. And I just print out a new line. I go to stud list, go to index indicated by the count, and print the ID. Just put at top, go back to the array, to the index indicated by the count, print the first name, go to grab the array again, go to the particular index indicated by the count. Remember, count will be a number between 0 and 299, and print that last name, and the same thing goes on for the average. So this will be done repeatedly. So when count is at 0, it'll print everything equals 0. Next count will change to 1, all the way up to 99. And that's how it's printed. Now the get ch is just used to pass information on the screen until the user presses a key on the keyboard. In order for get ch to work, you have to include this line. Number sign include continue that h. If that is not there, get ch will not work. All right. Our next function is the search info. And for the search info, we just check to see if a particular record exists based on the ID number. So we create a variable called user ID, read that, ask user to enter the ID number to look up. And it basically check to see if the ID number entered is valid. So if it's greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 299, that means it's a valid ID. And if it's valid, then all you do is just to print out what is at the index. So we just print out what is at user ID, stud list, user ID, that ID, stud list, user ID, that name, stud list, user ID, that stud list, user ID, that average. So we just print out information based on the ID. Right? So that's what it's done here. Again, get ch, just pass the information on the screen. Now in main, as I said earlier, we initialize the array, all right, to some domain values, which ID number is -1. And then line 104, declare the variable choice to store the selection that the user is going to make from this menu. So we create a little menu here with options 1, 2, 3, 5. And 5 is used to terminate the program. So we say once a choice, so we check and we say line 105 says while choice is not 5. Because if 5 is entered, the loop is gonna stop. Right? So we say while the choice is not equal to 5, while the choice is not equal to 5. If the choice is not equal to 5, it's gonna keep repeating. And we allow the user to enter a choice. Now if the choice is 1, we just call the get info function. Here's the get info. Get info is what allows them to enter the information. If the choice is 2, we call the print info. All right, so here's the print info. And print info. This one. And if the choice is 3, we call it the search info function. All right, here's search. So that's the function that we call for choice 3. And of course, the loop starts here, it's a loop, and it ends here. It's going to keep repeating, all right, doing whatever the user selects until the user enters 5. Select 5. And then once that is done, return 0. And that is going to be the end. All right, so I have just recorded.